Welcome to the Darkstream, Vox Day, voxday.blogspot.com, and unauthorized.tv. Good evening. Sorry we're having a little trouble here again with the synchronization of the audio. I think it's actually the software. Going to have to take a look at that at some point in time, but we'll have to make do for now. I can try to delay the audio a little bit more, but I think that we'll have to deal with it. If you don't mind, tell me about how much the audio is out of sync with the video from your perspective, because I don't think I'm getting an accurate picture here. So anyhow, it's always amazing how you ask questions, but you keep getting responses that are not related. I mean, I realize there's about 2 seconds. Okay, so let's see if we can boost that up here. So I don't know if that'll help, but we'll see. Audio's before the seconds ahead? Oh, geez. Okay, so that's not going to help. I'm actually making the problem worse. So, all right. Well, we'll just have to deal with it for now. Anyhow, I have good news, and I am pleased to say that we have the videos on the new site, which is on the server, the new server, and we have so far, I don't know, maybe 60, 70 videos up there. We've got a lot of catch up to do, obviously, but Big Bear's latest videos are up there. The legend Chuck Dixon, we've got 20 of his videos up there and about 20 more to add. We've got about, I don't know, 20 of my videos up there, and we're going to be keeping them updated there. And what we're going to do is bring in the new users, or bring in the subscribers, about 200 at a time. So we're going to probably do it every 2 days or so, just so we can get a grasp on how things are going. If anyone here is an annual subscriber and has tried it out, please go ahead and share your thoughts in the chat. We've already got some feedback on Social Galactic, which is great. Apparently it's running very well. Over here in Europe, because the server is on the other side of the ocean, we're not doubling it yet, and so we want to get everything working over there. So European traffic might be a little bit, it might buffer a bit. And so we're working on that. And the best thing about this isn't just that it's a platform that we don't have to worry about kicking it off. Then what you need to do is let's see what you need to do. Jilly, I'm not playing tech support here, okay? Just if it let you in with your what happened there is that there was a minor problem with the password login thing. Now you can go ahead and change your password, and you should be able to save it and access it that way. Anyhow, the best thing about it is that it's completely under our control, in the sense that we've actually written all of the content administration and everything else ourselves. And so, a lot of this stuff, the advantages are not going to be clear to you. But for example, when we were using the previous system, the system that's still running, it takes literally 15 times longer to get a single video published than it does now. Obviously, the upload time is more or less the same. It doesn't matter where you're uploading something. 500 megs takes a while to upload, regardless. But when you once we have it on there, being able to get 4 or 5 videos published in a minute, as opposed to taking 3 or 4 minutes per video, is a big deal, and it makes it a lot easier for all of the creators who are having to deal with this stuff, especially when we're putting up 500-600 videos to the for each channel. So this is a big deal. This is a big step, and the nice thing is that we're going to be adding features. There's already a new feature on there, some of you will have seen, that allows you to switch the video to audio mode. It doesn't allow you to switch back and forth at the current time yet. That's something that we want to do, but it does let you decide whether you want to listen to the video. Right, exactly. It's got a automatic audio stream, so if you are having bandwidth issues, or if you just want to listen to it while you're doing something else, you don't need to be playing the full video like you were before. Now you can just switch right over to the system. There are actually gift cards that now work. We just haven't bothered to announce it or really turn them on. Welcome to Silver Pack, Baron Van Blair. Welcome to Silver Pack, Silver Sleipner 22. Very Norse. VOX'S, all 12 VOX'S are already up. So, this has just been an incredibly busy week. There's a lot of stuff going on the Patreon front, and that's turned out to be an interesting battle. Definitely an interesting situation. Actually, looking back, it's not really that different from the Indiegogo thing. It's really fascinating to see the lengths that these companies will go to try to avoid the consequences of this very system that they not only set up but imposed on everyone. But it's part and parcel of the business. Fubar says server looking good. Title fonts too big to see titles, but you can mouse over. Okay, that I don't understand. Here, let me grab a screenshot here. I'll show you what it looks like, at least what it looks like on my machine. So here, for example, I'll just pop this up and save it. Okay. So this is a live shot that I just took, and I'm going to save it so that I can pull it up on this. Where do we want it? Okay, we'll put this. There we go. UATV. Okay, so I'm going to add this as a source here so that we can see it. And okay, there we are. So this is what it looks like. That's just a straight up screenshot of the existing catalog screen. And yeah, so if your title fonts are too big, then that's just probably your setting. Hit Control minus or something that should change it. But so it's it's very similar to what it looked like before, but it's an entirely new system, entirely different system. We just wanted to to keep it familiar. And if you scroll down, then you've got the David the Good, you've got the all the other videos and so forth. So it's you can see that we're a little behind on the Darkstreams there. That's my fault. Like I said, I've been a little busy, but you can see that Big Bear's caught up to 826, so we're doing fine there. Anyhow, this is what you guys are making possible. This is what you guys have told us that we need to do, what we should do, and we are actively doing it. And unfortunately, BitChute is possibly not quite as reliable as we'd all hoped. Apparently, I haven't paid any attention to it, but apparently Sony was making them take down some videos and so forth. And BitChute's great, don't get me wrong, I'm not criticizing them, but it's an indication that you're not always going to be able to control your own destiny if you don't control your own platforms. The video downloadability is already there. So, in fact, let me take one more screenshot for you here, just so you can see what it looks like when you, what the options on the video. Let me see here. I don't actually know. I don't actually know where the options come in. I know that there is a download option. So, hang on. All right, so we'll just grab that screenshot. Oh, here we go. I can actually show you because if I. So here we go. Here we go. All right. This is not the. I had to scroll down just a little bit, so it's not the. You're not going to see the title on there like you normally would, but that's okay. That's not the. That's not the focus here. So this is one of the videos that you already saw the choice of, and we'll add the source. There we are. Okay, so this is what it looks like if you click on the video, and there's a 3-dot settings thing on the right that allows you to download the video. They've got the picture in a picture option, and then you can that's where you can click to stream audio instead of full video, and then you can also set your preference so that the next time that you show up, it'll remember your audio versus video streaming preference, and just begin that way right away, so you don't have to make the same selection every time. So it's progress. It's not finished. It's not going to be finished for a long time. We need to add the streaming. We need to add the live chat. We need to add all kinds of things, and we need to make sure that we can handle the amount of traffic and so forth. So yeah, we definitely want to be able to stream more smoothly, and that's something that we're going to be working on. And I'm glad that everybody seems to think it looks good. The key thing is that it's got to work smoothly. It's got to work well, and that's what we have been focusing on. Both. I mean, keep in mind, a lot of people have said, "Oh, well, why don't you just do?" Well, not a lot of people, but a few people. Chef Sam says, "Can it be switched to MP3 only on phones and save data?" Exactly. I mean, that's what I was just showing. Do you see that stream audio instead of full video? That streams an MP3. Basically, when a creator uploads a video, the server will automatically convert that video. We'll strip the audio from it, save it as an MP3 file, and then it will if you click this option here, and then confirm it, and you can either set it as your preference or not, then you'll just get the audio. So, I mean, we listened to what you were saying. It was just that before we didn't have the ability to make those kind of changes ourselves. I mean, there were a lot of different things that we wanted to do, and so we just made notes. I mean, the efficiency of the content administration now is really, really astonishing if you compare how it runs, and how it's set up compared to the previous system. The previous system required that you go through it, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a minimum of 6 separate screens, not including sub-screens that would come up. It didn't remember anything based on the creator. And worst of all, the pull downs didn't cover our number of creators. So if you wanted to, for example, assign a video to me, you would have to select Darkstream, and then you go to creator, and then you, for me, you would have to actually put a V in the text box, click on search, and only then you could select my name. I mean, it was really tedious. One of the reasons that I would get behind on getting the Darkstreams up on that system was because I just hated the content admin system so much. And so literally the first thing that we did was sit down with our programmers and say, okay, this is what we want. We want it to be super fast. We want it to be super stripped down. And we want it so that if you choose the Darkstream channel, then the creator will automatically get filled in. All of the other possible choices of videos, Owen's videos, David's videos, whatever, all of them will be ignored. We want the audio stuff to get stripped and made an option automatically. And, so I mean, this is actually a lot more work than you might think, because, it's one thing to just take a few pieces off the shelf and put them together. And that's what a lot of actual businesses that run this, Vimeo and that sort of thing, all of these different companies have these different systems. I mean, YouTube, as you guys have noticed, is becoming less and less usable. The content admin system is not good. It's not terrible, but it's not good. It saves a lot of bandwidth if people use audio instead of video. I mean, it doesn't just save you money, if you're trying to stay within your data stream limits, but it also saves us money because it uses less of our bandwidth and it allows more people to be accessing it at the same time. Now, we've got a very, very big pipe, and we can make it bigger. We can make it, I think, up to 5 times bigger, but we're going to wait and see just how much we actually need before we go in and dial it up. I mean, we've already got, I think on the order of something like 100 or 200 times more than we did before. Would there be any chance of a tech talk or brainstorm about the platform in the future? A brainstorm, sure. In fact, I need to do a brainstorm here fairly soon. I don't think that it's a big OPSEC trade secrets issue. I mean, a lot of the stuff that we're talking about here is not really related to the operational security. It's much more related to just the design choices that we made and how we decided to manage it. And so, and we'd like to correct this kung fu speech synchronization. But honestly, I think that it is my XSplit streaming software, because I did a video conference on Zoom earlier today and had no issue at all with this delay. So it's not my, some people had suggested, oh, maybe you accidentally hit a camera setting. That's what I assumed, but I looked at my camera settings, they looked fine. And then, I did a conference call and there were no issues there. So I'm pretty sure that it's something with this streaming software, but I don't know what it would be because I just turned everything back to the default settings. C'est la vie. We'll figure it out. And if necessary, we'll write our own streaming software. Let's see here. I've used OBS. I don't like OBS. Until this last little sync issue, XSplit has worked much better than OBS. So, but here's the thing. This is a joint effort. This is a community effort. We are able to hire the programmers and hire the database engineers and build this stuff because of the support from the subscribers. That's why it's important to keep everybody involved. It's important for us to listen to what you guys want, to do our best to deliver it. Granted, we almost never do it in the time frame that you guys would like, but it's I'm very appreciative of the fact that you guys make this possible, and I'm very proud of the fact that we get this stuff done, that we get this stuff working, and we're doing it literally from scratch. We're not taking pieces from here and taking pieces from there and that sort of thing, because all that's going to do is leave you vulnerable in the long run. And so obviously we use tools like YouTube and that sort of thing while we have to, but the long-term goal is always to be completely independent. So Chef Sam says, whoever does make it within time frames, I want to meet that guy. Well, see, I personally find this incredibly frustrating myself, because back in the day, Fenris Wolf and myself had a stellar reputation for actually delivering on time. We were about the only company in the game industry who regularly delivered on time, and that was because we were accustomed to doing bundling deals with companies like Rendition and 3D Labs and Intel and Artist Graphics. And so you can't be even a day late when you're working with a massive hardware manufacturer. They're going to ship their computer, they're going to ship their board, they're going to ship their chip, whether or not you're ready. And so, it was kind of embarrassing once. We finished, when we went gold on the retail version of Rebel Moon Rising, we actually went gold very early in the day, like around maybe 12:30 or 1 p.m. in the afternoon. And so we threw a party, we invited our friends over. I think we got a keg or something, and had this big party and completely forgot to call FedEx. And so I had to call our executive producer and say, I'm really sorry. We actually had it done on time, but we forgot to send it before the close of FedEx's pickup, and so you're not going to get it until the day after tomorrow. And he just laughed and said, he said, I love the fact that you guys actually try to get stuff done on time, because you have to keep in mind, at the same time, they had been waiting for over a year and a half for Unreal. And that's another story. I've told it before. because we shared the same producer with Epic at the time, back when they were up in Canada. Obviously, they've gone on to be much, much more successful than we were. But for one brief shining moment, for about 1 year, we were more successful than they were, which is kind of funny in retrospect. Triumph Speak says, reading the Wikipedia for Rebel Moon Rising, am I to understand that you're responsible for all these escort missions? I can't take the complete blame, because while I am the creator of the escort mission in first-person shooters, there were escort missions in other types of games. And there were escort missions in games like X-Wing beforehand. So blame LucasArts, not me. But yeah, that's my tainted reputation from my game design days. It's kind of funny because the stuff that we actually innovated in terms of, nobody pays any attention. We were the first to do 16-bit color. We were the first to do certain things with regards to AI. We were the first to do, or actually we were the second to do voice recognition. But we had the first really serious implementation of it. And of course, none of these things really caught on. And so, we were building towards what eventually became the sort of Call of Duty Medal of Honor thing, but our publisher shot it down. That's what we wanted to do, but they said, no, we're not interested in, no one's going to be interested in World War II squad combat first-person shooters. And, to be fair, the executive producer who told me that did tell me later, we really should have listened to you. But, c'est la vie. We had a good time. We had a lot of success. And, it's fun to see how things have gone on. And, some of the guys are still at it. The Epic Mega Games audio director is our former audio director, and my former bandmate and housemate. So Christopher McCullough has a great question. Why did companies prioritize graphics over gameplay? It's very, very simple. The suits and the money people and the marketing departments understand graphics. They don't understand gameplay. And so the more that money got involved, the more that it went towards graphics, and graphics, graphics ended up eating up all the budgets. And so, I've felt that artificial intelligence is the correct way to go. Artificial intelligence combined with synthetic speech. That's what I would like to do. I would like to do some seriously open world RPG stuff using some of these artificial intelligence designs that we have, and some of these synthetic speech technologies that are just absolutely fantastic. But it's not the kind of thing that people are likely to invest much in. But I'm excited to see what some of the folks are doing, especially to see that, like, Julian LaFay, who I hired away from Bethesda and came and helped us design the Traveler RPG for the Katana that was never released. He's doing some stuff, and he's one of the great designers. It'll be interesting to see what he does. No, I would not probably. I like Michael Malice, my fellow bison, but no, I'm not really interested in reading books on the new right, and I don't really read much on politics, to be honest. Politics qua politics don't interest me much. David Ivy says, I wish DICE could get someone like Vox to manage development of Battlefield. I have a feeling they wouldn't have made half the mistakes that they made with BFV. No, they wouldn't have. But, you know, given the way that the game industry has gone right now, the only way that we're going to, you know, get someone like me back into, you know, the driver's seat on a major game is if we do it ourselves. And maybe we will, you know. Unauthorized is going really well. In terms of what I mean by artificial intelligence, I'm talking about artificial player characters. I'm talking about characters who have their own independent motivations. So I have a whole system that I designed. I actually filed for a patent on it, and it was kind of funny. A friend of mine who is a patent officer took a look at it a year or two after the patent had been rejected. And I was kind of confused that the patent was rejected because it was actually much more significant than a lot of the things that were getting patented. Like, you know, Sony had patents for like a green arrow over the character and that kind of stuff. Just ridiculous things. And, you know, this was a fairly... I wouldn't say it wasn't technically sophisticated, but from a design perspective, it was very effective. It's what we call design for effect. You know, there's two ways that you can approach artificial intelligence, which is design for process and design for effect. As an old squad leader player, I lean heavily towards design for effect. You know, one of the things that we've learned over watching, you know, all the multiplayer stuff is that it's really, really simple to simulate other human players. Other human players actually play at a very, very low level. And so I think that it's going to be much, much easier to provide synthetic players, artificial player characters with objectives, motivations, and goals than most people understand. And so, you know, we've got this whole system that I'm hoping one day to be able to bring in. And, you know, the reason Baron von Metzger Science says, I would have thought that with multiprocessor going big in the aughts, we'd see more AIs running in games with their own dedicated processes, but you rarely see that. Well, right, because, well, there's two reasons. Number one, the game design, for the most part, has gotten, it's actually been dumbed down considerably. The graphics are complicated. The stories are more sophisticated. But the actual design, it tends to be dumbed down quite a bit. It's very simple, very simplistic. Also, designers are terrified of giving players power over other players and giving NPCs influence over players. And, you know, but that's the heart of all conflict. That's the heart of all, you know, I was talking to the guys at Funcom back when I was working for them, and I came up with this whole system for making converts and allowing priests to actually have powers from the gods, and the more converts that they made and stuff, the more power that they would get and all this sort of thing. And they were terrified to do that, and because they said, well, you know, that just, there's so much potential conflict there. I said, what? That's the whole point of the game like this. It's the whole point of the game. JG Phoenix says, meanwhile, in EVE Online, yeah, I mean, EVE Online is the best game out there. It's the best and most sophisticated game out there because they just went off and built it and did their own thing. You know, they were never, I mean, I think that they were bought a while back, but fortunately their owners have pretty much left them alone. Yeah, and then also the whole balance thing. I mean, balance is just retarded. in fact, I had a whole section. I had a whole section in my this design for Age of Conan that dealt specifically with not balancing things through power and that sort of thing, but through arranging victory points, which is a much more sophisticated system. And so, but we'll get there. I think I'm going to get in touch with Julian and see what he's doing and see if he needs any help. And it'll be interesting to see what we're able to do, because most people are not really wired, and they're not suited to play on a commander track role. And so one of the things that's going to be vital about this is, this is Julian of Elder Scrolls fame. He's a great guy. I used to hang out with him all the time back in the day before he actually joined us for a while. Anyhow, what was I going to say? We were talking about the balance. It's going to be very important to divorce command from status. If status only comes in coordination with command, you're going to have a lot of problems, because you're going to have a lot of gammas and omegas who are focused on trying to get status through being in command, but they're going to be really bad commanders. And so, what we're going to have to do is find a way to test people, give them small amounts of responsibility, and then as they're able to handle it, and as they are able to control it successfully, control themselves successfully, operate successfully with others, give them more power. Whereas if the status comes from, you have like more of a hero track, then you've got the people who are just in it for themselves and are not interested in working with others, helping others, making others have a better gaming experience. Those people will need to be on a different track that they value. And it's possible. I mean, WoW, believe it or not, actually did it fairly well with a very simple. It's not just about medals and badges. It's also about what kind of powers they get, what kind of rewards they get, and so forth. And so, when you, like for example, in WoW, you were able to get special armor and stuff, special visuals that you could only get through Alterac Valley, and so that worked pretty well. It was very simple, very simplistic, but it worked pretty well. No, this is not a dev stream. We're just I'm here to announce Unauthorized 2.0, to let everybody know that Unauthorized is now live and running on our independent server, and it's all good. So anyhow, that's all I've got today. So thanks for tuning in. I'm going to try to get this camera issue fixed before the next one. For those of you who are annual subscribers, check your email, check out the new site. All the information, the login information is there. Within probably this weekend, we're going to send out invitations to all of the premium members. So if you want to ensure that you get early access, then I would encourage you to subscribe at the premium level. So you've probably got 2 days before we send the invites out. So so that's what's going on. Have a good evening. Thanks for tuning in. I'm VOX'S, and this is the Darkstream.